Hello everyone and welcome back to another video on Forza Horizon 5. Today I'm going to be predicting the starter cars we'll have to choose from. In case anyone doesn't know what I'm talking about, at the start of the previous games you had to choose one car to start your playthrough of the game with. The choices in Forza Horizon 2, for example, were either a Bmw Z4, a Mark IV Toyota Supra, by the way we're getting the Mark V for free in case anyone didn't know, and a Chevy Camaro SS. In Forza Horizon 3 you had to choose either a Ford Shelby GT350R, a Nissan Silvia, an M4 or an HSV Maloo. And in FH4 the starter cars were an Audi TT, a Ford Focus RS or a classic Dodge Charger. However, you also got to choose from a selection of rally cars, more on that now and later. I am quite confident that Forza Horizon 5 will have 3 groups of starter cars. Just to be clear, the examples given aren't my predictions. Firstly, road cars. Ferrari 458, Lotus, that sort of thing. Secondly, rally cars. Toyota Celica, Lancia Stratos, you know the sort. And lastly, the one I'm only 60% sure about, off-road cars. So I'm talking pickup trucks, Toyota Land Cruisers, that sort of thing. So, what are the road cars going to be? Chances are it's going to be a choice of cars that are either muscle cars and or German, made by Ford or BMW, as there seems to always be one of each, local, classic or a cult car. It's extremely hard to guess, but these would be my bets. 1. The 2018 Ford Mustang. It's a Ford, a muscle car, and of quite realistic performance, unlike the 2020 Shelby GT500, which I'd prefer but is slightly too fast to be a realistic starter car. Secondly, fulfilling the German/BMW requirement, a Bmw M3. Either a 1991 or 1997 model, depending on how special the 1991 model is deemed to be. Thirdly, a Beetle. There's tons of them in Mexico, so it would fulfill the local requirement, as there aren't many Mexican cars that would realistically fulfill the part. Of course, there's no way to be entirely sure, so the odds aren't great, but they're quite good. Moving on. My guess is for the second group, the rally cars. 90% sure there's going to be rally starter cars, there were in Horizon 4, and Mexico seems to be very much a rallying place, of course, hosting for WRC. Here we go, what will they be? Either an Evo 6 or 7, the trailer has an Evo 10 prominently featured, but in my opinion that's too high performing for a starter car, so it's more likely to be an older model. Same goes for the second car, probably a 19 Subaru Wrx Sti. Also because if we're doing rally cars, there's got to be a Subaru somewhere in there. And lastly, because we haven't had a Ford, and there always is one, a Ford Sierra Cosworth. A car that will definitely be in the game, it's confirmed. So why not the Escort? Because that was a Forza Horizon 4 starter car. The others having been an 037 and also a Subaru, which I forgot to mention earlier. Lastly, the third selection of starter cars. This is very much speculation, but I'd consider it likely that there'll be an off-road starter car. Seeing all the off-roading in the trailer, it does seem quite possible. But I may be wrong, but who cares, so here's your selection. Naturally, I've got to name the 1975 Ford Bronco. There's Broncos everywhere, and this is a classic, there's got to be one of them. Next up, the aerial Nomad. Something different. And also something from the trailer. A bit of scaffolding on huge suspension and not much else. And the last car to be named in this video, some sort of Ford F-150. Also in the trailer, and it just sort of fits. I mean, you'd have 3 completely different choices. A muscle car, a classic thing, and a buggy. And therefore something for everyone. It's a popular car in general, and the performance is quite reasonable and realistic for a starter car. And on that note, I hope you enjoyed. Do please tell me if you think I'm right or what your predictions are in a comment. It would be quite interesting, actually very interesting to hear as many different views as possible. Do please like and or subscribe. I really do appreciate that. And have a nice day. Bye!